like red flags with clinic. I've been to factory clinics and I've been to the high-end clinics. If you know exactly what you want, you know what your skin needs, you can go to a factory clinic, state what you want. They're going to be like, okay, cool. We'll do that, and they'll do it.
But then for the foreigners who are coming here, like
a lot of people don't know what they want.
They don't know what they want.
That's when they can have a bad experience at a factory clinic. Because imagine if you go there, hey, can you tell me what I need? They're going to sell you lots of stuff.
Okay.
You need this.
So let's talk about then the difference with a more high-end clinic, what you should be expecting. Hi guys, this is episode 1 of KBD Gossip Girl. We are here to give you the outsider's insider's perspective as girlies that have moved to Korea and are interested in beauty and aesthetics. We have been through it all. We know the difficulties, so feel free to trust us and we will tell you the insider's perspective. I feel like K-beauty, obviously, like you said, was made for with Korean skin in mind. But at the same time, Korean skin and just also black skin as well have a lot of qualities that are the same. So, and I think that's what I always try to connect for people.
You're bridging that gap.
Exactly.
Oh, have you introduced in the content too?
Yes. Yeah, that's why I forced Lizzy to talk about. I was curious.
Yeah.
I'm just always curious as to how people use these products
and how they survive in Korea.
And I think
survive.
Well, yeah, I am surviving. I'm thriving.
I think everyone's surviving.
Actually, these girlies who are watching this KBGG, like they're like planning to coming here. You know, they have to survive more than 1 month.
We will help you guys.
Yeah, we'll walk you through.
I think that's why in my content, and originally I was really thinking hard about how I want to connect the idea of having darker skin tones, black skin, and then also having like lighter skin tones and Korean or Asian type skin. And so that's why I use the phrasing melanated skin.
Because, I was wondering.
We both are higher in melanin, which means also we struggle with things and issues like hyperpigmentation.
True.
Since I worked at a skin clinic, I saw so many...
That's also interesting.
Yeah, foreign clients come in.
Like in Korea, you mean? Korea clinic.
I worked at a Korean skin clinic.
Wow.
That specialized with foreign clients.
I see.
And we connected Korean skincare and their skin concerns.
You also had the melanated skin patients.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so what I noticed is a lot of the technology here in Korea is not made for people with darker skin. Like all of the scanning.
From the scanning.
Even the skincare
and
tests.
aftercare.
So these clinics will
differentiate.
Yeah. The clinics, they will do like skin analysis. But do we know that those skin analysis were tested also on darker skin?
Yes.
Probably not.
Literally. And then the laser intensity of the, how do you say it? Voltage?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, there's some lasers where if you do it on skin that is more prone for hyperpigmentation, and that's often Asian and melanated skin tones, lasers can actually have a worse impact or like outcome on your skin because you can actually get scarring.
Your color can be uneven.
Yes, 100%.
Literally.
And Asians are also more prone to this as well. That's, I think, the overlap here. Because for me, because my skin type is like very similar to my mum's, I will get hyperpigmentation easily.
Yeah.
Even though you might not see, you might be like, oh, she has really light skin. But in comparison to my sister is more like my dad's side. So she doesn't actually get hyperpigmentation like me.
Yeah. And like people who are more like Caucasian have like that type of skin, they'll have other skin concerns too. Rosacea.
Yeah.
Honestly, before I worked at the skin clinic, I had no idea what rosacea was. I remember asking my boss, I was like, why are people coming in with such red skin?
Yeah. That's
because
actually really common skin concern.
And I had no idea. Literally had no idea. I know about especially from my experience, my family growing up in Kenya, a lot of the products also in Kenya, all for hydration, deep hydration, for cracking skin, for flaky skin.
Yeah.
So that is the background. So I had no idea that people dealt with red skin.
Yeah, I guess if you're not exposed to it, you don't know.
They have thinner skin.
Thinner, yeah.
That's
because
a big
the blood
reason.
shows.
Yeah. Like for example, like when my friends work out, their entire face goes red in like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
And for me, that has never really been a thing that shows up in my face.
Well, you've talked about having thicker skin as well.
I have pretty thick skin.
Do you feel like Korean
that is good
products
when you get older, like there's no like wrinkles?
Let's hope. Fingers crossed, guys.
Do you feel like Korean products and procedures bode well for your thicker skin?
Wait, you didn't introduce your
skin type.
Skin routine.
Oh my gosh.
So much time.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that point.
My skin routine focuses a lot on evening out my skin tone. Because I do deal with a lot of hyperpigmentation. I've never been so acne prone, but when I do get blemishes, they stay for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I use a lot of like the retinols and vitamin C.
Oh, do you use retinol?
I do. I use
that can be sometimes like so like itchy.
It depends.
When you overuse it, you have to use it like this much.
And I actually have been using retinol for over a year now. So I think I've built up my tolerance.
How long does it take for you to clear up hyperpigmentation?
We talked about this. Do you remember?
Yep, I'm asking you a question.
Okay, I know. So Abbie and I were chatting. I was talking to you about, my concerns with hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned, it takes me around 1 to 2 months to clear up any sort of hyperpigmentation. And you, Abbie, you were like, it should take much shorter than that.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, for my skin, actually, and for many people who are darker skin type, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
And just like you, we also scar easily.
Yeah.
Black people are more prone to things like keloids.
Yes.
So like raised scars as well.
Yes.
You have to be very, very careful when it comes to
Is it because of
scarring.
the amount of collagen as well in your skin?
Is that why you never get old?
I think also the thickness of the skin plays
there's
a
pros and
part
cons
in it.
to any skin type.
Yeah.
So when you are melanated, you are more resistant to sun damage, which is beautiful, which means we're not aging in the same way that people who are lighter age, we don't show wrinkles as quickly. But at the same time, a lot of the aging will show in signs of like hyperpigmentation.
So you use retinol for that?
Yeah. I use retinol for that, and as well as vitamin C.
Wow, that's the two things I cannot like adjust to my skin.
So a lot of people can't use vitamin C.
Yeah.
Retinol has only been a thing in Korea for like the past 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, I have not seen Korean retinol that I love.
It's
very
really
rare. And it surprises me because they are so innovative with like anti-aging, but you just don't see it as much here.
Is it because Asian skin doesn't like really get adjusted to the retinol?
I don't
Is that
think
why?
so. I
don't
don't know
Asian
that
skin
much
would do
about
well with retinol.
this topic. I just have made the observation that when I came to Korea 2 years ago, I was asking the Olive Young workers for retinol because that's what I was using back in Australia, and that has always been top. Like we were
really,
they were telling us that was the gold standard.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
But in Korea, Koreans have amazing skin, but they weren't using retinol, and I was like, why is that? I wonder if, like, this is just a hypothesis, but I wonder if it's because of the access to skin clinics and since people are able to maintain, and also it's a lot easier.
And they start at a younger age.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to go to a dermatologist. They're wearing SPF. Perhaps it's not a requirement. Perhaps like the Western philosophy of skincare was a little bit different, and since we didn't have access to that,
I think it's just the difference. Like we naturally Asian skin didn't need it. So
I don't think so.
I think so. I think
retinol
retinol
is more like
I think retinol benefits all skin types.
I agree.
But I also feel like in the West, for me to go to a dermatologist appointment, it takes me a year. I have to book the appointment a year in advance. Yeah, it's costing me $400 out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
So my hypothesis is, I agree with you because... Sorry, we have so many hypotheses about retinol.
Maybe we can wrap up your night routine.
Oh yeah, we have
So I'll start with my toner, do my retinol every other day. On the days I'm not using a retinol, I'll do something restorative. Like I'll use PDRN, hyaluronic acid on days I'm not using retinol. And of course I end with a more heavier cream. Definitely has to be cream. Right now I'm using the Astora auto
That's a good one.
Love it down.
I also use
love
it.
it down.
We all
So
do.
good.
But it's expensive.
It is.
It's
It
pricey.
became.
Expensive. Yeah.
It wasn't that expensive.
You know what I heard is a
Oh.
good dupe and I want to try is Illune's
Ceramide.
ceramide.
I
Do you
use
like
that.
it?
Yeah, I
It
wanna-
is like a mild, but it is good for the body, not the face.
I
Because for
heard-
me, it's a thicker.
I heard it is more oily.
Yeah, oily.
But
Interesting.
Astora is so expensive.
Yeah, it's gone
It
a little
became.
bit pricey. Yeah, and plus you use that every single day. So
So Abbie, your routine.
my routine, guys. I skin
Yes.
cycle. I do a lot
What
for
is
my
skin
skin.
cycling?
So basically, it's kind of like what you're doing. It's like every night you kind of do something slightly different,
Based on skin needs.
Yeah, because I have extremely acne prone. This is backed by
I cannot tell.
dermatologists.
Like your skin is glowing. I'm just so jealous.
If you go to my TikTok, you'll be introduced to my skin type.
Alrighty, but I don't know. I can afford it.
Yeah. But basically, I've had acne since I was like 11 years old. So I've been dealing with it for such a long time. I have gotten it under control at this point. I did go on Accutane when I was younger. Last time I went on it was like 2023, I believe. But when I went off it, it's still like my acne still started coming back. So I had to like work out, how do I slow this down? Like, how do I prevent more acne from forming? Because I think by that stage, that was my 4th time going on Accutane. And Accutane has pretty bad side effects. So
Very strong.
basically, yes, 100%. Basically what I do, since I have combo skin that's very acne prone, it's like very clog prone as well. And I'm also pretty prone to hyperpigmentation when I do get acne. I love azelaic acid. That really helps. That's my acne treatment.
And it's more mild than like a
Yes.
salicylic acid.
Exactly. I do that on most nights, honestly. Then I also have a retinol in my routine.
Love
so
that.
I'm flipping between those two.
Yeah,
Once
you can't use them at the same night.
Like toner, so I use the toner. But with azelaic acid, I actually find I get better results when I go on it with dry skin before toner. So I use azelaic acid on dry skin.
Ooh.
Put that on. Then I put on the toner. That's not really that necessary, honestly, but I do it since I have the toner.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I go in with a barrier serum. So, like, any really hydrating serum that is not going to clog my pores. And a good cream that is often a little bit more thick. It's a thick hydrating cream, but it doesn't clog my pores. Like, I can't really
Yeah.
contain.
It's not
I find,
oily.
like, shea butter and all that.
It'll clog your pores.
It will.
Yeah.
I think it makes my
Especially
skin...
from the face.
100%.
Maybe body.
Body,
yeah.
yes.
Body, it's fine, but
Yeah.
for my face, like, even my body is very, like, I have to be quite picky with my moisturizers.
Maybe
and all
winter.
that.
Really?
A main reason why I had to go back on Accutane in 2023 was also body acne.
Yeah.
It was all over my chest, all over my back, and it was really painful.
You should try there is body toners.
Yeah, I
Body
use
toner.
it.
Yeah.
I do. I
Yeah.
use body toners.
Yeah.
I also use skincare on my body to kind of like get back to where it was because I was dealing with a lot of scarring.
Yeah. And
But-
then you have to stay out of the sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I
Sun's
got
the
really
worst.
pale.
Yeah.
Wow. I like a good tan. But that's like my routine. It's a little bit extreme, I definitely will say. I think for a lot of people, you do not need to do all that.
But like with all the like your routines, you cannot have that glowy skin like you said about like the dermatology treatment. Like you have such combo skin, like acne prone,
Yeah.
and then you like maybe have standards to choosing dermatology clinics.
Yeah, I think, okay, my first advice for anyone that is suffering with acne is if you do have access to a dermatology clinic and a dermatologist, that is what I would do first off. But there comes a point in your life where you've gone to a lot of dermatologists and you're like, okay, that's why I got really into home skincare because
Right.
back in Australia, since it took me a year to get into like the actual clinics, that's
wow.
why I got into KBGG.
Wow.
But in Korea, you're right. It's a lot more accessible. And when there's something where I'm like, oh my God, wait, what's just happened? I do go to a dermatologist just to see what's happening.
Yeah, it was your first encounter with the Korean dermatology clinics.
Oh, yeah. So my first encounter Like,
because the people coming to Korea to get the dermatologist treatment,
lot of people are asking
they will be like looking at Reddit like for their skin, Reddit, TikTok, everything to do the research if they're like selling us or like
I mean,
they're
we're
genuinely
being sold
good
all the time.
but true.
Where to go?
But what's your own standards?
Well, where did you go first?
Yeah.
Where did I go first? I think
How did you find it?
I think
the standards.
So when I first came to Korea, before I really started content creation, a clinic did reach out to me for a collab.
Oh my god.
And I
said, oh my god.
I know. I was just really excited because I was like, I didn't have money. And I was just like, oh my god.
Free
and they
facial treatment.
Please.
You're like, it's over 400,000? Like, give it to me now.
Yes.
I got shrink. Like, it's like
shrink.
a radio
It was a
frequency.
thing back in like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
shrink was a thing.
2 years ago.
Shrink and Luthera.
Yeah. So
you knew it.
I got that as my first like lifting laser.
Did you need lifting?
Why did you get? I had rapid weight loss, so I lost like 10 kgs in the span of like 6 months.
6 months. In 6 months.
Yeah.
Did you do Mount Zero?
It's because no. I was working out a lot in Australia and I was eating a lot. However, going to Korea, I was like, I couldn't afford the amount I ate.
The price of the meat.
Yeah, but also like since I was like supporting myself, I was living off my savings. So
so the diet came last. That's
so I lost the weight quite rapidly. As a result, when this clinic reached out to me, I didn't really research it.
You just went there.
I did just go there. I was very lucky that my doctor was actually really good. She was like, she made sure to target the areas where I was concerned in. So with shrink, it's really great for like
double chin.
Yeah, double chin. So I didn't get it up here. And I'm very fortunate that I think she did an amazing job. Honestly, I don't know who the doctor was. I think doctors, like the longer I've lived here, the more I've realized the person doing the treatment is so important. This is now, as someone who's gone to a couple of clinics, this is my checklist, I guess, because now I'm a lot more picky. I really like it when you go to a clinic and you're consulting with the actual person who's going to be doing your treatment. Because a lot of clinics, it is just the consultant talking with you. They will know a lot, but
they're not doctors.
They're not doctors. And also you want to make sure that
the communication is clear.
Exactly.
Crystal clear. There's transparency.
It means that the clinics can charge a little bit less because if they get someone else to do it, that means the doctor is more productive with how many treatments they can do. But if you're going to be doing something that is a little bit bigger than your average facial, I feel like I would really want that assurance.
True.
Yeah, especially when you're doing laser or anything that has to do with the fat on your face.
Yeah.
You want to be super, super careful.
Yeah.
Because people can make mistakes and communication mistakes.
You might get you this.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like a lot of people have realized that's not really the goal because it's going to age you more than... It's going to make you look snatched and you will probably look good, but you don't realize how much your facial fat pads actually affects your looks until 100%. They go.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I look for. I also like to make sure that the clinics I go to, if I do go to one, is dermatology certified. So it's run by a dermatologist. In Korea, you can tell by going on Naver Maps and it will have the symbol next to the clinic. And then you know it's not just operated by someone that is a doctor, but perhaps specializes in something else.
Also verified as a dermatologist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing that I like to look at is review sites like Gangnam Onni or
Onni app.
Basically, it's Koreans reviewing it. Of course, sometimes not all the reviews are 100%.
Too marketing. Yeah, too much marketing.
But I will say it gives a better idea of what people think of the clinic. And you can also see what the doctors specialize in, which I think is better.
Yeah.
You see their specialties and it's a little bit more, they provide more clarification than what you'll get on Instagram, because on Instagram, they just provide everything.
Promoting videos.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you look at the review, you can tell if it's like a promotion or it is from the heart.
Exactly. It does make the difference when you have to work out what area you're choosing.
Right.
My recommendations for when you're choosing a clinic is make sure it's dermatologist certified. And the second thing is making sure you're consulting with the actual doctor who will be conducting the treatment. That's so important.
Amen.
It will also give you a lot more assurance because if you're only in the country for a short period of time, I think you have to do it right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I feel like what a lot of clinics will do is they'll prey on people who are only here for a short time. So a lot of the foreigners, the people who are here for short visits, they'll bank on them not coming back, not complaining, and so they won't do as good of a job.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come here, you have to be very careful and very picky with the treatments, the doctors, and what they
search
specialize
everywhere,
in.
like Reddit. Like
Reddit's the best.
Yeah, r/Korea Beauty or
Reddit can be
r/Plastic Surgery
fake too.
Korea.
Oh, yeah. Make sure, like, you take everything
With
you
a
see
grain of
online.
salt,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
You have to see the vibe.
So, honestly, I haven't been to a clinic here in Korea to get any sort of facial treatments.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's because I've been a little bit nervous because honestly, I haven't even seen any before and after photos.
Literally not many.
Yeah, of people with my skin type or skin tone or
Yep.
darker.
Yeah.
All of the before and after photos
Yeah.
are people like Asian,
Western.
Caucasian, like very light skin tones. So it's hard for me to know which clinic to trust when I can't even see myself reflected in their clientele.
Yeah. I
Korea
don't have
is
any.
yet
I don't
there.
have anything to
Yeah.
say because that's something to work upon because you are right. You're like in Australia. If I don't see any Asian examples with a dermatology clinic that I want to choose, well then I'm not gonna be choosing that clinic because I want to make sure that they know that the
Your
skin type's
skin.
different.
Exactly. And so when I'm looking at clinics here in Korea, what I'm looking for is clear before and after photos of people with skin tones like mine.
And especially if you're a foreigner based, like if you're foreigner friendly,
Yeah.
I feel like you need that in your
Exactly. If you're targeting a
sites and-
global market, you have to have a global clientele. You have to
Yeah.
show and market towards diverse people.
A good way of looking at this is like maybe looking for clinics that the doctor worked overseas for a while, maybe in the States or in Australia. Perhaps
Very good point.
looking at
Yeah.
those types of clinics because perhaps that doctor will have more experience.
Right. You want to make sure that the doctor has worked on people with your skin tone.
Exactly.
And I feel like then it's worth it also just to ask the doctor straight up is, have you worked with people of my skin tone as well?
And actually,
Yeah.
like my friend like visited Korea for just like 1 or 2 days for the treatment, and she was black and she couldn't find anything from the site or like before and after photos of the black skin.
It's so
So
unfortunate.
she went through Reddit like for days and days before
Yeah.
coming here because she has
Oh,
such
okay.
short time.
Of course.
And
you have to.
was she able to find like before and afters on Reddit?
Yeah, she found like before and after a black skin tone, and then like she also screened out those like promoting reviews.
Yeah.
And actually, the Korean people also goes there.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not only targeting like before and after of foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I also look for, since I have melanated skin, our main concern is hyperpigmentation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then from a clinic standpoint, I want to make sure that that's also included and thought about when it comes to doing any treatment on
Yeah.
my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means that the aftercare might look different than an
I
aftercare
see.
for another patient.
Because you
right?
worked at a clinic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How does it like differentiate?
Well, I want to make sure that when I am getting an aftercare plan,
Yeah.
it is differentiated from other clients.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
With all treatments, it should be different based
Yeah.
off your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because our skin
As
is
it should.
different.
Yeah.
So when I'm
Especially-
thinking
yeah.
about more scar management,
Yeah.
that's when I start to be a little bit more alert because I do want a clinic that understands that melanated skin, we can scar a little bit more easily. And then the
Hyperpigmentation.
it'll stay for longer. So I want to make sure that that's also part of the thought process when they're giving me aftercare as well.
Maybe next episode we can like invite the doctor who treated melanated skin.
Oh yeah.
That would be
and
so
we
interesting.
can be so
actually.
informed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the real story.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like what we're discussing right now are just questions and we don't really know.
We're not professionals.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
we don't really know, like, what to do for this next step
Right.
because
I mean, I'm also looking for doctors.
Yeah.
That can
literally.
treat melanated skin for sure.
Like red flags with clinics, is that something we want to talk about? Because
Have we?
I mean,
we talk about things that we're looking for.
I feel like that's like
Maybe we
it's
can
a
go
tiny
to
bit more like that's gonna get me talking for a while. So
I see.
instead, I kind of want to talk about factory clinics and
Oh yeah, let's talk about factory.
Yeah.
And
because
your experience with factory clinics, because you've been to more clinics than me.
I have. I've been to factory clinics. I've been to the high end clinics. This
Oh,
is my
high-end clinic.
these are my thoughts and my opinions on it. A high-end clinic is amazing if you're going to be...
Expensive.
Okay, it's expensive. I also feel like if you want something very specific,
You have to pay,
you have to
pay the bill.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, of course, when it comes to your skin,
Yeah.
your face,
yeah.
Plastic surgery.
you have to pay.
I think like you definitely do pay for quality. But when you go to a high-end clinic and you get something very simple, something that a factory clinic can do very quickly and they can do it really well because they're doing it all the time.
Like, what do you mean
There
by
can
simple?
be
Like,
a way.
give me an
I'm talking
example.
about like a simple
Botox?
facial, maybe Botox, maybe
Cleansing.
like cleansing,
Pore
perhaps
cleansing.
like a LHA pill or something
Yeah.
like that. First of all, it's way too expensive.
You're not getting your money's worth.
Exactly, and also it takes so long because at a high-end clinic, it could be half a day. But at a factory clinic, because they're really efficient and they can do things
Yeah.
quickly,
In and out.
in
20
and out.
minutes.
Exactly. And
But I think, I mean, it just depends on the kind of experience you're expecting.
Exactly. True.
Because if you're coming to Korea as a tourist, maybe you do have
True.
a full day
True.
dedicated towards
If you
Botox.
do-
Because Botox, even, I feel like in Korea it's very normal. Like
It is
it's
just like a lunchtime,
Lunchtime.
lunch break treatment.
yeah, like some factory clinics are really good at just doing it quickly, efficiently, and
And
sometimes
skillful.
Yeah, and like some people just want that. I think you have to adjust your expectations.
Yeah, how you want to be treated.
Yeah. I'm not saying like there are some factory clinics where I think, especially if you're paying premium clinic prices at a factory clinic,
No.
that's a red flag.
No.
I feel like there's
That's a
an
scam.
understanding.
That's a
Exactly.
rip-off.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I also feel like when you go, factory clinics have their place, and a lot of Koreans, like if you know exactly what you want,
Yeah.
you know what your
Right.
skin needs. You're someone that is
Or
kind
you
of in
just-
tune with
yeah.
Research.
yeah. You can go to a factory
Factory
clinic,
clinic,
state
ask-
what you want. They're going to be like, okay, cool, we'll do that. And they'll do it.
Yeah.
Their standards already high. Competitive world.
Yeah.
Like in Korea.
I mean, in general, it's really good.
Yeah.
It is a good.
But then for the foreigners who are coming here,
A
like
lot
for
of people don't know what they
they
want.
don't know what they want. They
Yeah.
don't know what they need.
That's
they,
the issue.
They want to
they're not
discover about their
informed,
skin.
And
that
that's when they
much.
can have
Yeah.
a bad experience at a factory clinic. Because imagine if you go there,
They're
you go
like-
to a clinic and you're like, hey, can you tell me what I need?
Right.
Then they're going to sell you lots of stuff.
Exactly.
Then the consultant is, okay.
You need
Let me
this,
just
this,
like,
this,
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect
Let me just cook you.
candidates.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about then the difference with a more high-end clinic, what you should be expecting.
Yeah, like for a high-end clinic, you tell them what you need. You should be consulting with the doctor. The doctor's going to be looking. They're going to try and adjust like for your skin type.
They
that
spend
should
more
be-
time to you.
Exactly. The consultation is a lot longer.
Yeah.
Then also private rooms is, I would say, expected. I would say though, because
Calmer.
of the actual like treatment time and how the doctor's putting in more care, you could be waiting for a lot longer. Since the doctor is consulting with each person, it's going to take longer overall. So you have to be blocking out maybe a day. If you're someone that you just want like a little bit of Botox and a facial, like
Yeah.
you probably don't have
If
a day.
if you've already been into aesthetics
Yep.
and whatnot,
Yep.
and you know what you want,
Exactly.
maybe a factory clinic's for you.
Yep.
But then if you're, which I notice, because I worked at a skin clinic as well.
Yeah.
So I notice a lot of people, especially, and I always come back to this, like I notice a lot of my black clients, because black people are not necessarily as marketed to for all these skin treatments. They're not talked about what it looks like when you have melanated skin, what aging looks like on melanated skin. It's not even in the zeitgeist or like what people are thinking about when they're thinking about skin. So it's hard for them to even start.
Yeah.
Or like know.
And also I'll be a little bit scared to know what they would be recommending to.
Yeah.
Like, the consultants at the end of the day.
They're trying to make money.
Exactly.
So what's the black people usually come for? And what kind of treatments they want to get?
Yeah, with melanated, like
Yeah.
with people who were coming to Korea, like what were the types of treatments that they were looking for?
So oftentimes they tended to be like acne prone. And then because of acne, they had a lot of hyperpigmentation. I also found that when it came to hyperpigmentation in black skin, it shows up differently than it does in people that are lighter tone.
Yeah.
So you'll often find like a lot of dark spots here. Whereas I feel like with paler people, because they get the more sun, the darker spots will be around this area here. But it's kind of opposite when it comes to black skin.
Interesting.
Which is, it is really fascinating. But that's the kind of thing is people notice they have some unevenness, but they don't even have a name for the unevenness when it comes to tone.
Oh, wow.
So I think because there's been less marketing and less talk around what different skin concerns should look like in black skin. People just
there's not many
they
discussion.
don't think about it. So it might be better if you're somebody who is just having an introduction to aesthetics, to skincare, to K-beauty, to go to one of those higher end clinics to discover more about their skin.
Even for melanated skin.
Especially for melanated skin.
Oh, I see.
Honestly, everyone that asks me, like all my foreign friends who ask me about it, in comparison to Korea, a lot of people have very little understanding about
ingredients,
anything related
serums,
to skincare.
Ampoules, nothing.
And I feel like maybe in that regards, that's why perhaps going to a slightly pricier clinic could be better, because you could receive that
Better
information.
care.
Yeah.
And I think that's worth it, especially if you're only spending a short amount of time in Korea and you do want to spend the time discovering about your skin.
Yes.
Because, okay, if you go to a factory clinic, you're going to get that treatment, but you may not get... Yeah, you may not get the aftercare or the understanding of the skin to make sure you have maintenance when you go back home. Right? So you want to make sure you get a good understanding of your skin and ingredients.
Yes, exactly.
So that way you can also maintain some of your results when you go back home.
Also, your aftercare is as important as the treatment itself.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't allow your skin to be in the state of healing where it can actually like heal properly,
and
you might not
maintain
have
longer.
the best results.
Yeah.
So you have to stop drinking for a week, smoking,
fried
Eating,
foods.
really important.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to really stress that at clinics, that your results will be as good as what you do after.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we want you guys to have the best experience in Korea. We love Korea. We think it has so much to offer, but also at the same time, it can be very difficult to navigate this country when you don't speak Korean or you're not in this whole industry. So that's really the point of this whole show.
Because girlies, we went through all of the same pain points, the difficulties. So we
Here
will
for
give you,
Gossip Girls.
Yeah. We will give you an outsider's insider perspective.
Yeah.
So as girlies that have come as outsiders that now have the insider perspective, we will share all of that information for you.
XOXO. Wait,
what was your thing?
Like KBGG.
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 We'll work on the outro a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll be better, guys.
KBGG.
Ooh.
KBGG.
Ooh. KB. GG.